Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be a 2,500 point game I had with my Orcs and Goblins against some Skaven. So this game was against my brother. He has a few new toys this time he wants to try out. He has his new Doom Wheel and a Nether Warp Lightning Cannon. Uh, anyway, getting what we have here, we have the Watchtower scenario. So we got the Watchtower in the center. We got four other pieces of terrain. So we got a wall at the top right there. There's a mysterious forest on the left. A warding well, which is the duct tape on the left, or sorry, the magic circle, which the magic resistance, which is the duct tape, and then on the right we had a river, um, and I don't have a river, so it's a scarf, and it's a DVD box going across for the bridge. Deal with it. Um, anyway, going into this game, uh, I really crushed my brother the last game we played, so I really want to go a little bit nicer, and I'd use what I would call a white dwarf list. And what that means is that every single unit has to be different. I can't have any duplicates of anything. So uh, that's what I have on my list, and I'll have a whole bunch of different crazy things, a lot of things I've never even used before. So anyway, looking at what I have from left to right, I have some spiders that, by the way, vanguarded up and went into that forest, which turned out to make them stupid. Then I have a unit of Savage Orcs with a big boss in there with a great weapon. I have a Board Chariot, then 50 Night Goblins with one big boss with a great weapon. There is then a Wolf Chariot. Behind there's 15 RR Boys, a horde of 50 Orcs, and in there is my Gandork, who had Heavens this time, and my Black Orc BSB. Behind that is my bunker of Night Goblin Archers, and I have my level 4 Shaman in there. I have a Night Goblin Giant. I also have my big unit of Squig Herds, a Troll, a Pump Wagon, and then over here I have my Doom Diver, two Chukkas because it's 2 for 1, and also some Wolves that vanguarded up. For my brother, he has the Doom Wheel. He has there's the 50 Clan Rats with the Engineer with Doom Rocket and stuff. Two Lightning Cannons, four Rat Ogres. Now he took a big unit of 100 slaves, and this is actually because I told him that taking 100 slaves would be really good for tying things up, but I meant having like 20 ranks. So he actually deployed them like this. Behind that is the bunker, and he has his Gracier and VSB. Uh, he has around there's going to be two Plague Mortars and one Flamethrower thing. You can see that as well. Then there's 50 more rats, the Helped Abomination, and on the right, those things, he's trying out those Gutter Runners for the first time with slings and poison. So he actually started with control of the tower, but because his bunker, which he took just for the tower with 20 models, since it had a weapons team, it actually couldn't deploy in there, so it's empty. And I could be a jerk and do my whole reform, walk into a tower thing, but again, I'm trying to be nice this game, and so we're just gonna have a nice little bash and see what happens. And even though it looks like right now my 50 orcs are gonna get in there and that's gonna be the game, let me tell you right now, it's gonna be a lot different. Alright, so Animosity made my Squig Herd squabble. It actually moved up because I used a spell to do that. Luckily, my spiders on the left passed Stupidity, so they moved up and are forcing the Doom Wheel to either deal with them or let me get to his cannons. And in other words, I'm just moving on up. I want to try and shoot his weapon teams and things, but unfortunately he used the Storm Banner, so of course, I couldn't see anything, and the only magic I got was to move those guys up. So really, that was the turn. And because that Squig Herd had been squabbled, my giant is stuck further back because he had been pinned. And then some pain. My brother gets off the Plague spell. It kills 14 orcs, does a wound to the BSB, kills a whole bunch of Night Goblin archers, does a wound to the shaman, and then kills a whole bunch of my herd. So the herd is pretty much useless now, and yeah, pretty devastating spell. And after his turn, it looked like this. So the Doom Wheel did go after the spiders, kind of. It actually shot them, and then they ran off the board. His Hell Pit went into the wolves, killed them, ran into the troll. His Rat Ogres actually charged my Savage Orcs and killed like 7 of my guys. But rolling back, man, I just rolled extremely well, beat them, broke them, and they got away. But now I'm set up for a flank charge on that other unit there. So back to orcs. I take the tower. Uh, I go and I flank those rats on the left, but because they're steadfast, they hold. I threw my night goblins and my wolf chariot into that big huge slave unit, and because I had so many ranks, I took away steadfast, beat them, they exploded, and now my chariot's dead. Uh, that also killed his flamethrower thing, but yeah, my brother was pretty pissed off to have to take off 100 models like that. Otherwise, you can see that his Helped Abomination killed my troll. I'm just trying to kind of block him with my squig herd there. Might as well try and do something while my giant is coming up to counter. And actually, his gutter runners, they tried shooting at my pump wagon on his turn, but because of the storm banner, which he didn't disactivate, um, didn't do anything. And then, of course, my pump wagon with his 2d6 impact hits just slaughtered them, ran them down. So pretty disappointing for him there too, where he wanted to try them out and it was a total flop. He decided turn 2. I didn't really think he had a spot, but his Helped Abomination could just barely squeeze by and clip the really edge of this giant. So it's going to be a Clash of the Titans, except that he's way better. He also gets the 13th spell off on this unit in the center, and I was really scared because it was a really high roll. But the way it worked out, it was that it was enough to kill all the orcs, and now I only have the BSB and Gandork in there. Ouch. Alright, so after the turn, it looks like this. So what's kind of going on here? So his Doom Wheel hits me in the rear with my Savage Orcs, but I managed to hold. His bunker kind of moves up to get around so that I can't see it. One of his Warp Lightning cannons explodes. He has some shooting at my Night Goblins, killing some. Also some shooting at my Archers, killing some. And or actually, what happened there is that he charged his right unit into my herd, made it explode, and that explosion killed a bunch of my guys down there. And then they just combat reformed to kind of see the building. And of course, his Helped Abomination killed my giant right away. However, I got revenge because I fell on him and did 3 wounds, so at least that's something. So, Orcs turn 3. I have my guys go and charge into the Warp Lightning Cannon, but only manage to do 2 wounds and it holds. He beats my Savage Orcs on the left there and runs them down with the rats. My chariot goes and slams into his one unit there, his bunker, but they hold there. And I'd actually just kind of went and ran away with my sorcerer and shaman there and tried blocking the HBA from charging into the building with those 2 guys, but I did the brain buster spell and killed him. So he's going to turn into 2 swarms, but it's good to have that guy down. And then my pump wagon is making his way back, and that stupid storm banner is shutting down my shooting still. So his turn 3, he gets off Plague again and decimates the Night Goblins, and also does a wound to the chariot just for fun. And so after it looks like this. So obviously to make that last thing happen, he had Scare Leaped over to the side. I destroyed his Warp Lightning Cannon now, but you know, I'm severely depleted. His clan rats are moving up on the left, his clan rats on the right had charged the building, and now my war boss is down to just 1 wound. You can now see his what are his rats there, his rat swarms. We're using some Razorgores because we don't have the models. They charged those 2 Night Goblins and killed them. And his Doom Wheel came over and zapped some of my RR boys. Alright, so my turn 4. I with that unit that destroyed the Warp Lightning Cannon, I was able to flank his bunker unit, beat them, ran them down, so the BSB's gone. And really, that's it. I think the storm banner's still going on. My pump wagon failed to get into the rear of the rats on the side, and you know, every turn that goes by that I'm not being attacked in that tower, that's a big deal to me. And the only other thing I had going on was the RR boys that are trying to shoot off his weapon teams, but they missed. And then my brother's turn 4. This really sucks. He got off that dreaded 13th spell again, and now my BSB and Gandork were turned into rats. That sucks. So N 4 looks like this. His Doom Wheel has now misfired and now just got super powered, so it's moving 4d6. He had charged my chariot, but I fled and got away, and his swarms are coming over to deal with it. And really, yeah, you know, he was a little bit upset that because of that spell, his unit of clan rats weren't in the building, but really he should just be happy that he killed my guys like that and now has control. So Orcs and Goblins turn 5. My Night Goblins charge the building, beat the 2 rats, and take it. My stupid pump wagon failed to hit the rear of that unit again. My chariot rallied, and that was good. And my mage is kind of moving at the very back to force him to try and come after me. But the big thing is that I got off my Foot of Gork and I killed the Gracier, so that was pretty huge. My brother's turn 5. The Doomiel comes over and zaps my Great Shaman. His swarms come after my chariot, and we're battling it out there. And his clan rats charge me in the building, and either I tied him or I beat him. But either way, the main thing is I pushed him back. So we're now into Orcs turn 6. It kept on going. I slammed into the back of that one unit with the pump wagon, and I did a good amount of damage, and they held. Then my chariot rolled really well, destroyed the swarms, and then combat reformed to turn around, and that's pretty much it. Turn 6 for Skaven. The clan rats on the right beat my pump wagon, but I get away. The clan rats on the left, they charge the building. They actually beat me, but I passed my stubborn leadership 6, so thank God for that. And he also has this Doomiel that's moving up now just to kind of zap my guys slowly. Orcs turn 7, really nothing to say other than somehow I passed my leadership 3 and my pump wagon rallied. And then Skaven turn 7, the clan rats on the right, they charge my pump wagon, beat it again, but I get away. And then he's now charged me again with that left clan rat unit, brought me underneath 10 guys, but when I was fighting back, I just went on a killing spree and won combat again and held it. And the way that we rolled, this was the end of the game. So victory for the Orcs, which is always a great thing to see. For the beginning there, it looked like once I got those 50 Orcs in there, I was going to be fine, but man, just getting off that 2 big plague spells, getting off that 13th spell twice, just devastating magic coming from the Skaven. He was a little bit disappointed with the way that the gutter runners went and his rat ogres and his slaves, but I think you should really give the gutter runners another chance. The way that things worked with the storm banner, which pretty much was on the entire game, it just ended it for the last couple of turns. Really made it so that their shooting couldn't do anything, and it really just was a great game overall. I mean, it really came down to just a few little units of both sides trying to battle over the watchtower. All characters are dead. All main big units are dead, except for I guess you could say the Doomiel was still there with a couple of wounds. But yeah, just a great game. So thanks for watching.